seated. How are you today? Oh, you don't sound too enthusiastic. How are you today? Good. Now you sound enthusiastic. How are you today? They sound more enthusiastic to you. How do you sound today? Good? How do you feel today? Great. Okay, very good. Today, you heard a great story in the gospel today. And you know what, tell me what the story was about? A wedding. How many people have been to a wedding before? How many of you have been in a wedding before? Oh, see, I knew a couple of you would be in. And what do you have at a wedding? A baby, not yet. I can't compete with that. Almost. They come a little later. But yeah, I'm never going to get through this. What do you have at a wedding? Cake. What else do you have at a wedding? A bride. We need a bride. Come right here. Come right up here and sit right here. Come on, right here. Come on, I need a bride. Who wants to be my bride? You don't want to be my bride. Go home and talk to mom and dad about that. Okay, you can be my bride. Yes, come on up here and sit here. Miss Kathy, can you help me? I think I have something in here. Go sit down right there. Something for a bride to wear. Very good. What else do we have at a wedding? What? A groomsman. What else do we have? A groom. Who wants to be the groom? You want to be the groom? Come over here. Come on. Come and sit here. Parents, I swear I will not marry your children off. Okay, you get to wear this. That looks really good on you. How about if we do that? I like it better that way. All right, we'll put it that way. How about like that? Now, tell me about this wedding. Who was at the wedding in the gospel besides the bride and the groom and all the guests? Now, you're all the guests. Who else was at this wedding? I was always the best man. Who else was at the wedding? Who was very important at this wedding? Who? The priest. Oh, that's a good answer. I like that one. The minister, the priest. At the wedding in today's gospel, who was the special person at the wedding? Jesus was at the wedding. And who else was at the wedding? God is Jesus. Who else? No. Mary. Very good. We need a Mary. Come on, I need a Mary here. Here, you can be Mary. Come and sit up here. So we have a groom, and we have a bride, and we have Jesus, and we have the Blessed Mother. They were all at this wedding. And at the wedding, they had a big, great party. And what happened at the party? The wine ran out. Now, let me tell you something about the wine running out at a Jewish wedding. In the ancient world, that would have been a violation of hospitality. It would have been an offense against all the guests that were there, and it would have embarrassed the bride and groom, embarrassed them so much they would not have wanted to see their guests, so they would have been covered like that. So I'm sorry, put your veil back on, put your hat back on. Come on, buddy. And they would have been embarrassed at this wedding. They would have been mortified at this wedding. And everybody in the town would have been talking about them and making fun of them. And so Mary, who is at the wedding, sees what is going on. And she comes to Jesus and she said, "There's a problem here, and I want you to fix it." And Jesus said, "It's not time for me to do that yet." And she said, "But they really need your help." And so Mary tells the person in charge to do whatever he tells you. Remember that sign there? Can you say that? Do whatever he tells you. Say it like you mean it. Do whatever he tells you. Every time you see mom and dad doing something not right, tell them Jesus would not want you to do that. Do whatever he tells you. Say it again. Do whatever he tells you. You're going to hear that a lot at home, guys. And so Jesus does something extraordinary. He performs his first miracle according to this gospel story, according to the way this gospel writer tells the story. And tell me what the miracle was. Can you tell me what the miracle was? He turned the water into wine. Then he gave it the best wine. He gave it the most tastiest, the most expensive wine. And he took the embarrassment of that couple, the shame of that couple, and he turned it into something extraordinary. Because they all say, you usually serve the cheapest wine and get everybody drunk, and then the best wine you give us, and then when you give it to us, we really fill up on all that cheap wine, but you've saved the best wine for last. That really changed their embarrassment. Nobody would be talking about this couple. They'd be talking about how extraordinary this couple was. And here's what I think is important about this story. Had Jesus not have been invited to that wedding, had Mary not been part of that wedding, that miracle would not have taken place. And so there's a great story that tells us when Jesus is invited into our hearts and in our homes, he can make incredible things happen. You know, I have friends of mine who tell this story over and over and over, but when they were building this house, and they had this, the wife was in charge of the decorations of this house. It was a brand new house, and the husband was just letting her do whatever he wanted them to do because he knew he wouldn't win the argument anyway. So he said, you do whatever you want. And when the house was all decorated, when it was all finished, he wanted one thing. He wanted a big picture of Jesus in the house so that everybody could see it. And the wife said, no, we can't do that. It'll affect the feng shui of the house. It'll affect the decor of the house. And so he insisted on it, and he insisted on it. And then in their argument, he said, I want to tell you something that says in the Bible. Jesus says, everyone who acknowledges me before the Heavenly Father, I will acknowledge them when the time comes, right? That is an important thing. If you acknowledge him, if he's part of your home, if he's part of your life, then and only then can miracles take place. He's got to be part of your home. You know, when they put the wife let that picture stay, every time, well, not every time, but frequently when they were having arguments in the house, she would happen to just glance up at the picture and she'd think, this is not the way Jesus wants me to act. What's that? Oh, your hat's fixed. Let me fix that for you. Okay, very good. When there were gossiping in the house amongst some of her friends, she'd see that picture of Jesus and she'd think, that's not what Jesus would want us to do, and she'd change the subject. When there would be things happening, like she didn't feel like coming to church, and she'd be walking around the house and she'd see Jesus looking at her, it would change her accent. You know, Jesus performed many miracles in different people's homes. But you got to invite him in to the celebration to be there. I was invited to someone's home for dinner one time. Now, let me tell you, when you invite the priest for dinner, what do you think might happen first? So people go around and they clean up anything that they don't want the priest to see. And so I was invited to this particular house, and we were sitting around, and they were giving some hors d'oeuvres in the living room before the dinner. And on the table was a Bible. And out of the mouths of babes comes wonderful things. And so the one child says, "What's that book doing there?" And Mama is trying to quiet this kid down like there's no tomorrow. And he said, "I've never seen it there before." And he's going on and on. Mama was mortified, and she turned and she said, "That book is good for two things. Everything that's written on it, and I'm going to hit him over the head with it when you leave today." You know, having Jesus in your home can't be a show. It's got to be part of your life. You see what happened when the bride and groom invited Jesus? An incredible thing happened, because he wants to do incredible things in our lives. When you go home, would you do me a favor? Would you make sure that there is a picture of Jesus hanging in your home for everyone to see? Ha ha ha. Will you do that? Say yes if you really mean it. Yes. What are you going to do when you go home? You're going to say, "Mom and Dad, we want a picture of Jesus for everyone to see." Why? Because we want to do whatever he tells us. Who's going to do that? Raise your hand. You want to keep my hat? Yes. Okay, you can have the hat. You want to keep my veil? You want to keep my other veil? Yes. Okay, guys, you guys go back to your back of the church, all the way to the back of the church. Yeah, you can keep it. Go back to the church. Nice job, you guys. God bless you.